For me, this is maybe where it gets a little more at number 6. Definitely a heart pick. I've got the Toronto Raptors above some teams that, based on how last year went, probably should be higher than them. But we've talked a team with a really high ceiling, right? If all these players are their starting five, Siakam, Van Fleet, Ananobi, uh, Barnes, and we don't know who that fifth guy is going to be. But if those four play as well as we think they can play, this team can beat anyone. And as Toronto boys, we know how cursed teams out of this city seem to be, and just how they blow everything that's easy and then do amazing things in hard spots to give you confidence, and then get blown out by the bottom team in the league to make it difficult for them for the rest of the season. So I have a hard time imagining them at the top, despite me thinking they have that ability. But I think the culture that we've seen build over the past years, I think the confidence, optimism, being able to play back in Toronto again, all that, maybe it really is just a heart pick, though. Either way, I'm going with the Raptors at number 6.
I have the Boston Celtics at number 6, and I also have the Wizards here at
Wow.
number 10. So
Doesn't believe
close
in the
knit out together.
Raptors.
I knew you'd notice there. So definitely those are on the league pass list, but the Raptors again, like the Leafs, I did a bit of emotional hedging here. We'll talk about them a ton as the season goes along, but my philosophy here was this is going to be a middling team. Last year I was too high on them. And even though they're back in Toronto, you have to reevaluate this roster and take away the bias a little bit and see, yes, we love all these guys and we picture them as something great, but in the NBA landscape, will they be able to provide what we expect night after night? And I don't think it's there yet from this team. They have a lot of potential and a lot of great pieces to be a playoff team. I don't know if they'll come together this year. A lot of things to figure out. And I'm betting on the fact that Masai is going to know that. And as a team that's driven on analytics to a certain extent, they're going to look to dive down the standings as opposed to just go for the moral victory of being the eighth seed that might lose in a playing game. I think they're not in on the playing game. We saw it last year when they tanked, and I could see it happening again, selling off pieces like Dragic, maybe like a Boucher, maybe even a Siakam, and continuing to rebuild around Scotty Barnes, OG, and Fred. So a little bit of emotional hedging for me, but doesn't mean I'm not going to stop watching each and every game that the Raptors play this season.